Good morning. Good
Good
afternoon.
morning, good day.
Good
How are
day.
you? Everybody's here, having a blast. What
That's
is it?
right.
Friday Eve?
Oh my goodness, it's Friday
Friday
Eve
Eve.
in the midsummer of Houston, Texas. I can't even see it out my windows. There's so much dew.
That's called humidity. That's not dew.
Yeah,
I think
it's
dew when
not
it's
dew.
cold. Is it dew when it's cold and
Oh,
humid when it's hot?
oh, okay. I
I
gotcha.
don't know. Well, I went walking this
I
morning.
think you're
I
right.
went walking this
You,
morning.
what time?
Well, I was late, so it was 5:30. So I went to the gym and I walked 3 miles, 3.3 miles on the treadmill.
Very
And then I went
good.
out and walked the trail, uh, I don't know, another mile or so. And it was just so humid out. It was just really, it was humid. And,
It's very humid.
and you can tell it's summertime.
That's right. Well, if you didn't already know, this is Marketing Ideas That Work. It's Thursday in Houston, Texas, and it's Central Time. We're here every Tuesday and Thursday at 8:30. And we love to talk about marketing, ideas that are working not only for us, but for our clients and for our friends and colleagues. So we interview people, we talk about what's happening in the world, we talk about what's happening with our clients, what's really working. And we also want to talk about our tools that we're using, the technology that's coming up, the technology that's still here. I had somebody yesterday,
Mhm.
Russ, tell me that 10 years ago we did a video for them and it's still on their website and it's still pulling in people. And I thought, 10
Hey,
years? Has it been 10
yeah,
years? Oh my
what's interesting
gosh.
is video is so hot this year. It's really,
I know.
with Facebook launching live streaming, you know, platforms like Crowdcast here that we're doing. We were on Blab. We were testing all of these platforms, so we can actually bring some of this experience to your business. And some of the things that we're going to be focusing in on is the health and wellness and fitness worlds, and narrowing that niche down, and really getting very crystal clear on what works for these businesses, because it's a very competitive market and it's very important for us, and it's important for us, and that's why we're doing it. It's part of what we're doing, and we love the technology, we love social media, we love these things, and it's really, it's part of who we are. We would be doing this even if we weren't getting paid for it, right?
Some people are cringing right now and they're going, technology, social media, it's hard. They don't understand it. It takes up time. They get sucked into Facebook. And so I do, every time I have a class, Russ,
Sure.
every single time I get somebody that says to me, I hate Facebook. And I'm like, I am so sorry for that. I am so sorry because I have had nothing but positive things happen to me. Do I get weirdos spamming me, asking me to marry them and send them money? Sure. But
I
that's
get
just
that down
one
at the
little.
local coffee shop.
Do you really?
Not really.
Oh man. That's funny,
I
Russ.
wish.
But
They're
if
open.
you could if you could see it from our perspective about what it allows you to do as a business owner or as someone who has an idea that you really need to get out there, you would see it in a different way, right, Russ? hmm Hey,
Well,
it looks like we have a friend here, Gail. Hi, Gail. Nice to see you here.
yeah.
Yeah. If you have any questions or any comments, feel free to type it into the chat room on the side, and we will be glad to get to your questions or respond to your comments, okay? And I just want to go over a couple more things before we get right into the nitty gritty. Russ and I, of course, one of our websites is agency258.com, and we've spent a lot of time redoing it. We'd love for you to come over and check it out, see some of the new things that we have to offer, and to give us some feedback. Wouldn't that be fun?
Would love to
And
get the
unless
feedback.
unless it's bad, right? We don't.
No, or bad news. That's how we
I
improve,
know,
right?
I know, I
It's like working
know.
out. It's almost like working out. So,
Right.
you know, it, one thing that I want to, and this is kind of a technology tip that we can roll into, because a lot of companies are interested in communicating with video, but they may not be interested in communicating and broadcasting to the world with some video, right?
Okay, explain what you're talking
Okay,
about.
so it's great.
Give us a scenario.
Yeah, it's great.
What kind of
Okay, I'm going to
business are
do
you
a
talking
public
about?
announcement. I'm going to do a broadcast to the world, to Facebook users, and I'm going to say, hey, I'm out here at a restaurant, and I'm, like what we do for our Healthy Journey show, and we're eating healthy at Muscle Maker Grill, and we're doing these healthy things, or we're at the Fit Games, or whatever it happens to be, and we're broadcasting, right? We're sharing that experience and extending out that message. However, in the business environment, they may want to have an internal business meeting. And one of the tools that I wanted to talk about from a technology perspective is Zoom, zoom.us. Because there's two forms of video we're talking about, right? There's external broadcast, live streaming, and that goes with YouTube, that goes with YouTube Live, Google Hangouts, live streaming on Facebook, Crowdcast, webinars, Webinar Ninja, Blab. There's a lot of platforms that we can broadcast live.
So I did type that into the sidebar. The tool tip for today is zoom.us.
Yeah.
And what Russ is talking about is the different types of videos and the different platforms that you can use in order to get your message either out to a private group or out to the world.
Yeah, exactly. Who's your audience? And this is part of marketing. Who is your audience? What are you going to do with that audience? And how are you going to serve them? And every audience is different, right?
So let's talk about what Zoom can do.
Yeah.
What are some of the videos or some of the types of things that you can do with Zoom? Give me one example.
Well, one example that I'm actually using, because I have a client that I produce their podcast, and they use Zoom to record. They get on a Zoom session. They have a conversation just like we're having today. And Zoom allows you to actually download that audio and that video file, and it separates it out. And then you can actually take that audio file, and then I edit that and produce a show from it.
I wonder where they got that information. That was my first experience with doing podcasting.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember you saying, no, you can't use Zoom. You've got to use, this kind of, you were very structured in what you had to use. And I said, no, Russ, you can use Zoom.
I changed my evil ways.
Thank you. So I wonder
Tim Sinclair from Ringer, it's still a great platform.
Oh, my
And the audio quality
that's true.
Is better than Zoom, I have to say, because it's recorded locally. And there are some other platforms, which is not the tech we're talking about today. However,
well, the reason why I started using Zoom was because it's so easy.
Yeah.
Like literally, it's easy, right? So it does everything for you. You just show up to the mic, talk in. Of course, you have to have a nice mic. Talk into the mic, and it strips out everything for you, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It cleans it up a lot natively. There's a lot of things that I have to clean up after the fact in a podcast, which I do. However, for the most part,
okay, wait a minute before you go on. Yeah. So what you're saying is, yes, you can use Zoom and it's easy, but as someone who's editing that audio, it's not perfect. You would prefer they use something a little more sophisticated like Ringer.
Well, there's there's many ways you can record. The best way is to have both guest and host in the same room on a microphone, recording directly to a hard drive or something like that, right?
Okay, so let me explain for people who never heard of Ringer before.
Yeah.
So Ringer's software allows you, the person over here, talking into the mic, recording your podcast, and the person over there,
We're here.
the person over there, wherever they are, they could be in Africa, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
They also get their recording done separately. And then the software at Ringer puts them together
It downloads them
magically.
magically. Yeah. And they now released a desktop version of that as well. So that's pretty cool.
That is cool.
Yeah. And
Okay,
there's the
so
whole
that's one
podcasting.
thing that you could do with Zoom.
And
That's one thing you could do with Zoom.
the simplest way to get the word out, get your voice out, and interview somebody back to back, side to side, whatever it happens to be, I think right now today is Zoom.
Okay. Now I have a tip for what I use Zoom for. One of the things I use Zoom for.
Okay.
And that is training.
Okay.
So I love training. I love sharing my knowledge. I have clients all over who can't take the time to meet me, or they're not here in Houston, and I need them to see my screen. I need them to see me eye to eye. I need to maybe slap them around sometimes.
Yeah.
But and so Zoom does that for me. It's private. We can have a room just like this, and we can record it so they can remember what it is I'm teaching them.
Right.
And they can share their screen as well. So I'm teaching, I'm sharing, I'm doing whatever I need to do. Then I turn the screen around, and now they can show me that they've actually learned something, and they can actually do it right there in front of me.
So remote learning education.
Oh, it is fantastic.
You know, and one of the features of Zoom also allows you to do a remote, so I can remote into your desktop. Have you ever used that feature?
No, I have not.
Okay. So I did that with my mother on her computer. So you can actually, and a lot of software does this. I mean, a lot of it, there's software that's built into the Microsoft platforms, and there's a lot of remote desktop support software. However, having it right into Zoom and a tool you're familiar with is pretty cool, and it's pretty easy access. Some of those features that are really simple, and I think, the reason I like Zoom, and I pushed back on it for a while because I thought, oh, it's just another webinar tool that you really can't, it doesn't have the power to do these things. And it's very lightweight. I like it much better than Skype.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people use Skype for interviews, and they get other plugins, and they connect it with an external, and they got to do it.
You know why?
Why?
You know why they do that? Because it's free. It's free.
Is it free? Is it really free? Yeah.
That's what they say.
Okay.
Yeah, and you do have to pay
that
for
brings
Zoom.
up a point. You can get a free Zoom account, which limits you to the length of the duration of your Zoom session, right?
Yeah, I don't recommend that. You know why? I had a friend who started a business, and it was a business where she was going to have people in a group like this in Zoom.
Yes.
And she had her free with, and then she decided to upgrade to the, once she started her business, she decided to upgrade to the other account, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Well, she accidentally logged into her first one with her, paid people in the room, and Zoom at 30 minutes, I think, started telling her audience that she hadn't paid for this. It was free, and it was going to cut off at 45 minutes. And she couldn't see that, so she didn't know. I was mortified for her. I was horrified.
Oh.
I thought, if she only knew that this message is coming across like she's a cheapskate.
Yeah.
And so, there's a reason that you should upgrade, right?
Well,
I don't recommend the free.
And we've had this conversation many times, and it's a hard pill to swallow. And you have to think of it as an investment. It's a tool. It's a tool that you use, and if you're going to use this tool, you want to invest in your tools, and you want to have those available in the best possible scenario. So you don't get into 30 minutes and have everybody broadcast out the message that, hey, this broadcast will end in 5 minutes.
Because they didn't pay.
Because you didn't pay. Well, it's the
Yeah.
same thing with hosting. I mean, you host your website, you have to pay for hosting, right? You have to pay for, updates and Premier plugins on your website. There's a lot of things that we pay for. You go to a meeting, you go to an event, you typically have to pay for that. So there's a lot of things we invest in. And one of the things that we want to do is make sure the investment in this time is valuable. So we want you to share with us what you're looking for. What stories can we bring to this platform that will help you in your business, in your marketing? We have a lot of experience. We have years and years of experience in doing many different things, and we're not shy. We'll invite others into the program and have them share their expertise and their information and their opportunities. And that's what we want, right? We want to be able to share these things with you. So let's get into some other things, Marion. Any other questions about the tool? I mean, we could go as deep as we want to on the Zoom session.
Yeah, let's talk about some other things. We do have, like you said, there's tons of things that we could tell you about with the equipment and the background, and there's so many different things that you could talk about with Zoom, doing videos with Zoom. And we didn't talk about everything. We talked about 2 things you can do with it.
Yeah.
You can record your podcast privately. You can have, you can do training, but there's like 10 other things you can do with Zoom. So let's talk about those at another time.
Sure.
Then the next thing that I'd like to talk about is a journey that you and I are on.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love this topic now. It's not the best trip I've ever taken. However, it's going to be the most productive journey I've taken, right?
Well, I think it's fascinating because we're talking about marketing ideas that work.
Uh-huh.
We have, over the last year, gone from starting a business to failing, coming back down, starting again, failing, starting again. And what did we learn with all that stuff that we went through?
Well, we learned several things. I mean, we learned that, not everyone is ready for what we're willing to share. So we need to understand what people are interested in doing.
Thank you. So you can't just throw marketing out there willy-nilly. You can't just have an idea and start throwing it out there. I mean, you've got to test.
Well, you can, and we did it, and it didn't prove to be productive as we would like it to be.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. So we had an idea. We thought everyone would love it. We put it out there and crickets, right? So this is great feedback, but at the time it doesn't seem like that, right?
Yeah. Well, it feels, nobody wants to have their baby being called ugly, right?
Well, there's 2 ways you can look at this, okay? So we went alone. We didn't hire a marketing company that already knew, maybe what we could have done and sped up the process.
We didn't pour gas in the tank with a lot of advertising and a lot of paid advertising. It was all organic, and we went through that process, well, fairly systematically. I mean, we went through the process deliberately so we could actually experience this in an organic way. We didn't go out and buy 20,000 fake users on any platforms to give us instant credibility.
Never.
Still don't. And, one of the things that we talk about in our training sessions, or we have talked about, is, how to increase an engagement. How do you engage in people? And it's one thing to have a bunch of likes. However, it's a different thing to have engagement. So we've gone through that journey, right? We've discovered some tips. We've discovered some tools. We've discovered some methods that we can increase our engagement. right?
Well, it's funny too, because it was right before our eyes and we didn't realize it.
Boom.
So the very first thing you typed in here was co-opetition, right?
Yeah.
So Russ and I both
tried
have,
to type it in there.
you're not
I
sure
didn't
if you
spell
spelled
it.
it right. I don't know. But this is what I'm trying to get at here. Okay, so we love networking, we love working with other people, we love masterminding, we love all the things that come along with being in business and reaching out to our community, but we weren't using it to the best of the abilities that it has to offer, right?
Not at all, not even close.
Mm-mm. So that's one of the things that I've learned, is that if you truly get co-opetition, it can catapult your business fast and furious.
Well, and we've seen it in action in so many different arenas. Look at associations like BNI, right?
Business Networking International.
Look at, all of the, you've got several social organizations, different clubs, different organizations. And online, you have a lot of joint ventures. You have a lot of people helping each other. You have champions and cheerleaders and people working on your business. So what if we brought together this idea that we could bring people that are like-minded and focused on a very similar audience, their customers and their fan base, their community is very focused on the same information, and we help each other support the other one.
I think, okay, so information may be the wrong word that you're using there.
Okay, yeah, probably.
They don't want to share the same information. They want to share what?
Well, they want to share the benefit of being healthy.
They want to share the same technology, the same core
principles,
mission,
their
principle.
mission.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. They all have totally different businesses. Some are focused on this, some are focused on that, but they're people that they're trying to help. It's all the same, right? It's the same mission type.
They're looking to achieve a higher well-being for the individual.
Right.
Right.
Right. And there's a lot of baby boomers out there, and there's a lot of people going after that market. But are they doing it the right way? We don't know. We don't know exactly what their marketing plan is, but we can tell you that we've found one that is fantastic. So that's what we're trying to get at here. We're trying to get at, Russ and I now have.
We're getting it.
Well, that's true. Take try out of your.
Try and but.
Russ and I have an opportunity to help people in the health, wellness, and fitness industry. And so if that fits you, and you'd like to talk with us, we would love for to have a conversation, right? So go to agency258.com and just talk to us. There's a form you can fill out. You can give us a call. We've got phone numbers on every page, right?
There's everything.
And we have a show every Tuesday at 11:30. Sometimes we're live out in the community. Sometimes we're in our homes where it's comfortable and cool.
Let's share the goal. What's the goal for that show? I mean, we really want to make sure that this is
co-opetition. Yeah, that's the goal.
Imagine your business having the opportunity to be broadcast on several platforms, and then also be sponsored by or sponsoring another show that will lead to additional exposure in the market. It's almost like, hey, you could take your flyers and put them in the lobby of somebody else's business, and that business, say for instance, you're with a gym and you're a chiropractor, somebody's working out and there needs to be, I got a little strain here. I need a little bit of, or a massage therapist, or a nutritionist, or some of these people that work together for the same goal in different capacity, right? How would that be? Imagine that result. And that's what we're doing, is we're working on that result in order to accomplish a bigger goal. We want to be able to help others and teach them how they can actually increase their exposure and generate leads for their business.
Love that. Generate leads for your business. That's all I heard.
Well, ultimately, if we're, we're not in business unless we're generating revenue and we have clients, right?
Right.
It's a hobby. And
right.
We can't apologize because we're in a healthcare industry that it's not productive as well. So
yeah.
What other tips can you have for closing ideas, thoughts, recommendations for marketing ideas that work today, Marion?
I would recommend that you think about doing some kind of video.
Yes.
Whether you're in it or not, I think the marketing right now is all about movement, right? I watch a television program called Your Business and Follow the Leader. Those are two really great shows that I watch.
Never heard of them.
And well, you don't watch TV, that's why. But I only watch stuff that, helps me. So sure. I'm not anyway. They were interviewing a company that saw a need in the marketplace for eyeglasses. So they were wondering why they had to pay $700 for a pair of eyeglasses. They just couldn't figure it out. So instead of paying that $700, they went to find out why. They found out that they could offer it for under $100, the same pair, and still make money. So they started this new business. Wow. And then of course they had to go with their marketing and everything. And what they decided to do was to make it fun. So that was their whole thing. We have to be in business anyway. We might as well have fun if we're going to be doing it. So they started doing cartoon characters that move. See, the movement, that's the big thing.
Interesting.
Right? Still pictures, still text is fine.
Mm-hmm.
But movement gets people's attention.
See, now you don't care for movement that much, like on a website where the video's playing.
If it's like streaming back and forth, like sliders and things, it makes me dizzy.
Yeah.
I get distracted. But if you had a little cartoon character that was just kind of moving, they had like a little elephant with a string tied around it with a balloon, and it was just gently moving. It wasn't horrible. It didn't make you move.
Just very subtle.
Subtle. There you go. Just a little movement. And I was thinking about that this morning. Why is that so important for their marketing? Because they have a huge marketing budget. They got brainiacs working round the clock to try to get the message out.
Right.
And it's because people know that movement does catch our attention.
It does.
But not too much, please.
Yeah.
Don't go overboard.
I don't want to get car sick.
Right.
Too many things going on. Well, this is all amazing content, and what we want to do is help you generate leads for your business, and we want to do it in a capacity that makes sense. So we would love to get your feedback. Drop us a line. You can reach Marion at agency258.com, and I'm Russ at agency258.com. And we would love to hear your feedback, good, bad, or indifferent. We would love to be able to.
Anything bad, send it to him.
I'll take the bad stuff. Send the good stuff to her. So, send the good stuff to her, and we would love to discover what your challenges are and help you provide solutions, or help provide solutions for you in your business. And so when's our next show, Marion?
Every Tuesday and Thursday. So since this is Thursday, our next show is next Tuesday. We actually have two shows. This one, which is Marketing Ideas That Work, at 8:30 Central. And then we have our Healthy Journeys at 11:30 Central Time. So like I said, sometimes we're live, sometimes we're out in the community, sometimes we're at home in our comfortable little air-conditioned rooms. But whatever we're doing, we invite you to join us.
Yeah.
right? It's all about community and cooperation. Let's
Yeah.
work together
We're
for
all
the
in this
same
together.
goal. Yes.
Thank you, everyone. Really appreciate it. Have an awesome day, wherever you happen to be or whenever you watch this.
Bye now.
Bye.